Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK. Back at you with another video here to break down the 2-game CSGO main slate on Thursday. Before I get into the video, if you guys are new to the channel, my name's DK. I make daily videos breaking down NBA, NFL, PGA, and esports daily fantasy sports slates. Esports including Call of Duty, League of Legends, and this one, Counter-Strike CSGO. Also, just want to say thank you guys for all support. We're at 3.45 thousand subscribers now on YouTube. So if you guys enjoy this free content, if you could leave a like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, it's the DKDFS show. Link is in the description below. If you could leave a 5-star rating and review there, would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's jump into the video. Before we get into players and the prices for, again, the slate on Thursday, what we can do is look back my lineup here from Wednesday's slate. Wednesday's slate was okay for me. Now, I got on all the right teams, right? Every single player here that they got the 2-0 sweep. Just didn't get the right players. Kai, or Key, however you pronounce his name, was, he was my favorite play of the day. He had a really solid day. There went 49 and 37. But it was Nealon was a little bit disappointing there. Marcos too. I had Kyler originally. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I got on the right teams, but just didn't get on the right player. So not super disappointed there. Again, I'm not playing huge money on these slates with tier 2 teams, a lot more variance involved into esports already pretty high variance. So yeah, all right. Let's now take a look at, again, this 2-game slate. We can look at the odds here. First game here, we have the Hellraisers versus AGF. Basic pick 'em right now. Hellraisers are the smallest favorites here at minus 118. We have Force versus SG Pro. Force pretty big favorites here at minus 312. I think that's about right. I think Force is the more talented team. Let's start with that first game, and SG versus Force. So again, basically, a lot of these teams are kind of just going off of stats because they haven't got to watch a whole lot of these teams play. Again, with SG Pro, the first two guys will probably stay away from me with Ruthrufire and Diary at 5.2 and 4.6K respectively. They're cheap options. They're not great. They're the biggest underdogs of the slate. So I will be staying away from those two. The other three, I think, are viable as more one-offs. I don't think I would go a full SG Pro stack here. Again, I think the Force side is the more talented team here. They're obviously a higher ranked team. They're ranked 27th in the world compared to SG Pro at 70th. Kai's, Fame, and Sonato are all three pretty similar plays to me, really. Now, if you look at their prices, Kai's looks the best there at 6K, right? When you have Fame at 8.4 and Sonato at 7.2K. So Kai's would be my favorite play here for his price when all three have very similar numbers. So I do like him. I think he's someone I would consider as more of a one-off. And I don't think I'm going to go with the full SG Pro stack. That's just me. But yeah, that's really the look there in SG. Again, I'm okay with these guys. A couple of them, Kai's definitely my favorite if I'm going to use one. And I think I'm only going to use them as a one-off here. On the Force side, so this is a team I feel pretty good about. Let's take a look at some of their stats here. So, Face Crack coming in, 0.65, kills per round, 0.72, deaths per round, not great, right? Jerry coming in at 0.67 and 0.67, and Allmiser coming in at 0.61 and 0.64. So those are the bottom three guys, but Face Crack's the most expensive, then Allmiser, then Jerry. So Jerry definitely looks the best of those three guys, right, at 5.8K. He has better numbers. Oh, sorry, I'm going to go to the right game. Better numbers than those two guys, and he's, what? $1,000 cheaper and $800 cheaper. Yeah, so I'll take that all day. Jerry is definitely my preferred value option on this team if you're going to make me a pick. The two guys at the top, XS Power and Flit, I think look pretty good. Now, you are going to pay a premium for XS Power at 10K, right? But I think he's someone that is definitely the safest bet up of the day because they're the biggest favorites. Again, I think they're the more talented team. I think they should win this one and could win it 2-0, to be honest. So Gotta really like him. I might be mispronouncing his name. XSE Power. I don't know. However you pronounce his name, I have a good amount of understanding in him, even though he is expensive. And then Flit looks really good as well at 7.8K. Coming 0.72 kills per round, 0.62 deaths per round. He's almost identical to XS Power, and he's, what, more than $2,200 cheaper. So, yeah, for their prices, the two players that stand out the most to me on this team are definitely Flit and Jerry. But not saying Access Power is out of play at 10K. I still like him. I think he's a pretty safe spend up if you can get to him. And then we'll talk about last game here, Hellraisers versus AGF. And this one projected to be basically a pick'em, or it is a pick'em right now. Hellraisers minus 118, AGF minus 110. Both teams very similar world rankings at 58th for AGF and 53rd for Hellraisers. The fans, I guess, are slightly preferring AGF to Hellraisers. They have played previously before, and AGF did win 2-0. That was actually really recently, 6-14. Yeah, so only less than a month ago. They won 25-21, and the game was at triple overtime, and then 16-9. So, yeah, I think this one, again, should stay relatively close, but it's good to see that AGF did win their most recent game. Let's start with the Hellraiser side here, and let's take a look at some of their stats. Sorry, guys. So let's scroll through here. We have Florich coming at 0.66 kills per round, 0.62 deaths per round. JR coming in at 0.67 and 0.64. Kalanaka coming in at 0.68 and 0.69. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze again there. Problem coming in at 0.65 and 0.71, and Jalem coming in at 0.69 and 0.76. So the two guys that stand out the most for their, just looking at those stats, right? If you scroll through these guys, it's definitely going to be Junior or JR and Florich. They have the best numbers. Now let's take a look at their prices. They're the two most expensive, right? 9.6 and 8K. Ugh, it doesn't look amazing, right? And they don't even have the best numbers either, right? Like they're both slightly positive. The value options with the bottom three guys, all three look decently similar. I guess I would go with the cheapest, who is Problem, but all in all, it's just this team that, for their prices, no one really stands out as like a great play. Now, I think for that reason alone, they're going to be a low-owned team because it makes it tricky, right? Do you want to pay almost 10K for JR when you can get Access Power at a similar price to the much bigger favorites? Or Florich at 8K? I mean, Florich 8K looks okay, and the cheaper options just seem priced about right, too. Nothing really stands out as an amazing play. So, I kind of like this team for GPPs just because no one really stands out as a great play on this team, and again, that's going to lower their ownership. Lastly, let's talk about the AGF side. So again, they did win against Hellraisers in their most recent game in June. This is a team that I think there are a couple interesting plays here. If you guys recognize Christou, used to play for North, now back on AGF. His numbers are a little bit down the last 3 months because he was playing on North, playing against better competition. So I think it makes him actually an interesting play, where he's priced down because of recent games against North. Again, playing against good teams like Astralis, G2, NIP. So this is against lesser competition, and he's priced down. So that's why I think he makes for an interesting value play there, 5.4K. But I did look back at his stats from this team, like in 2019, 2018. Nothing to really write home about. He was averaging right around a 1 KD or so. So yeah, I think he makes for an interesting value play. The other guys in the slate are on this team. Let's scroll through them. So you have Lukey coming in at 0.65 and 0.66. TMB coming in at 0.75 and 0.69, a 1.15 rating 2.0. That looks pretty decent. Netrick coming in at 0.56 and 0.7. I'll pass there. And then Frozliv coming in at 0.73 and 0.66. Also looks pretty good. So the two guys that stand out obviously are TMB and Frozliv, have the best numbers on this team. TMB coming in at 8.8. Frozliv coming in at 7.4K. So I like Frozliv to TMB if you're going to make me pick, but I think both look okay, right? Both have better numbers than I didn't really on the Hellraiser side. I think Lukey is a viable option as well as a mid-tier play, averaging about a 1.0 KD. And the same thing with Christou, right? His numbers are down. That's because he was playing in North against better competition. this should be an easier game here. So I think you can make an argument for those top 4 guys. Network would be a stay away for me no matter what. Yeah, so that's what, again, this game is going to be interesting. I think AGF will get more ownership because you just have players that look better for their prices, right? Frozlov looks really good. I think he's probably my favorite play in this game. TMB doesn't look bad there at 8.8. On the Hellraiser side, again, it probably would be Flarch being my favorite play, but again, just because no one really stands out, I think that's going to lower the ownership on this team for GPPs. And then, yeah, my strategy for this one, I'm just playing smaller tournaments right now. I'll probably just play the $10, the big $10 tournament. That's about it, honestly. I'm not playing huge money on these slates with, again, Tier 2 teams. But the way I'm going to go about it, I'll probably use at least 2 guys from 4s, maybe one-off there from SG. And then with HR and AGF, I think I'm leaning towards the AGF side because, again, players look a little bit better for their prices. But maybe I could use a one-off for HR too. Again, playing players on both sides of a game is something that you can do to differentiate yourself. Not a lot of people like doing it. Or if you're just going to play the chalk and do like a 3-3 stack with the favorites, but again, we only really have one favorite where the other one is pick them. Maybe leave a little bit of money on the table to differentiate yourself, right? But for cash games, I think you would probably do a 3-man 4 stack, and then probably the AGF side looks a little bit better, right? I'll probably do a 3-3 stack there for cash if I was going to play cash games. But yeah, I think that's going to about do it for this video today, guys. So if you have been enjoying the content so far, I'd really appreciate it if you like this video. Again, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, a 5-star rating and review would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, guys, we're going to keep churning out free content every single day for you guys. TBT content, CSGO. We got golf starting tomorrow. Really excited about that. We have Call of Duty coming up Friday. Going to have a video up for that tomorrow. Working on my spreadsheet for that tonight. So yeah, a lot of exciting stuff. And yeah, like I said, I think that's about it. So I hope you guys have a good night. And I will see you all in the next video.